everyone, my name is Kimberly and I wanted to give you some tips and perspectives on how to maintain a healthy budget. Economics is the most important aspect in today's society. Economics can be defined as time and energy. We're all given 24 hours in a day. What we decide to use our energy doing in that 24 hours really determines our level in society and what we are able to achieve and accomplish. When it comes to money in general, many families don't talk about what it really takes to grow wealth and in order to make yourself comfortable and create a comfortable living situation where we're not struggling and we're not fighting for every penny every day. Most families live paycheck to paycheck. And I remember when I was younger and I heard that term paycheck to paycheck, initially I thought, okay, that's just what happens. You get your paycheck, you use your money, you get your next paycheck, you get your money. Like, that's just how it works. Then I realized living paycheck to paycheck is you're struggling. You're struggling when you have to live paycheck to paycheck, because even though you know that that check is coming at the end of the week or, in the next 2 weeks, in that time period, you still have bills that you have to pay. You still have deadlines that you have to hit. And if you're $1 short, $2 short, $50 short on a bill that's due now, you can't tell that company that, I only get my check 2 weeks from now. Can I pay you back? It can already affect your credit score. It can already affect your standing. If something happens with your car the next day and you used your money for the week, what else can you really do? You're going to be stuck. So paycheck to paycheck really means is that you're pretty much one paycheck away from poverty. One paycheck away from not being able to pay your bills and to live comfortably and to maintain yourself and or your family. When we're talking about budgeting, it sounds restrictive, and to an extent it is, but it's mostly planning, which, again, maybe in our community, we don't do enough of planning and figuring out what exactly do I have, what are my responsibilities, and how am I going to get that done. We're strong, we're resilient. We could do that in our brains, but when you're putting it down on paper or you're using a computer and you're putting it in a sheet and you're actually plugging things in, seeing how things work and piecing it together, it becomes more concrete and it makes more sense. You can see where your money's going. You know where your money has been. So now you know how to structure it to get you to where you really need to go and what you really need to be doing. The first step when it comes to budgeting is calculating all of your expenses. I'm talking all of it. If that's your mortgage, your monthly rent, what you pay for groceries, if you do a lot of things for entertainment, like going out and movies, if you have your car, if you need to pay for child services, if you need to pay for public transportation to get to and from work, whatever you spend your money on, even if it's coffee, eating out, anything like that, clothing, body products, health products, hair products, you name it. If you're spending money on it, you need to calculate that and bring that number all the way together. What are your expenses, your total expenses? When you get that number, you also want to get what your income is. Your income is going to be what you are making. So it's not necessarily just your income for the week. You want your total income. What are you really making a year? If you're getting paid bi-weekly, Look at your last 2 or your last 4 biweekly checks and average them out. Are you getting the same number every week? Are you getting a different number every 2 weeks? Is it consistent? Not consistent. Once you look back and you see really what you have been making and you start to tally it all up and total it up, now you can get an idea as what is your yearly income and when am I getting it? If I were to be making $400 a month, that could either be $100 every week or $200 every 2 weeks or $400 at the end of the month. It really will determine how you pay your bills. Once you have your total income, I want you to take your total income and divide it by your expenses. Your income divided by your expenses. When you equal that out, if that number happens to be less than 1, that means that you are spending more than you make. We're in debt. You're spending more than what you have. That means you owe somebody, somewhere, some money. You're spending more than what you're making. The goal would be to divide your income by your expenses and have an equal sum of 1.25. 1 meaning that you're able to break even, your income matches your expenses, you're not making or spending any more, you're not making or spending any less than what you have, that's fine. That 0.25 is that extra cash flow. That is what we are aiming for, and that is what we really want. That is where your savings comes from, that 0.25. And if you don't have it yet, that means you're not necessarily saving. You're not growing your assets. You're not setting aside money for the just in case moments, which we know will always happen at the worst times possible. Your savings is what will be able to bring you from where you are now to where you want to go. That's when you can start investing in yourself. That's when that thing that you've been wanting and maybe you need it now, that's when you can obtain that. Maybe you've been wanting to purchase a house. That 25%, that little extra bit right there, now that can go into a savings account for yourself, for school, for your children, whatever you need it for. You now have a nest egg that you can start to build on, which is the ultimate goal. Tracking is the best way to keep your budget. Write it down, keep it in a notebook, which I have here that I've been checking. You can look at your computer, but keep it in one place and make sure that you really know what's going on around you and how you can maintain your lifestyle with what you have. When you start to see your budget in a concrete manner, now you know where you're really spending your money and how to adjust your lifestyle in order to match the life that you really want to live. If you're noticing that you're spending a crazy amount of money eating out, well, maybe we should start spending more on our groceries so that we can make the food that we need. Because that one meal, that one time, that one sitting is not going to maintain you and your family for the long run. You can start to adjust your lifestyle and your planning by looking at your budgeting, seeing where your money is going, and making the moves to get you to where you want to be. I hope this was helpful. This is just a little step in order to really start picturing where you are financially, because finances and economics equals options. And when we don't have options, we are at the mercy of somebody else, and we don't want that to happen. I hope this was helpful. If you need me for anything, you can reach me at Kimberly@teamintheknow.com. Kimberly is KIMBERLY at teamintheknow.com. If you have any questions on how to build a budget, if you have any questions on how to start saving in order to get into a house if that's something that you're looking to do, or just how to start building and creating for yourself so that you can create more income for you and your family, you can reach out and I'd be happy to help you and guide you into the right path. I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you all in success in the future. Talk to you soon. Bye.